How do we give dojo points to students? Well, we give dojo points to students as a reward for demonstrating good learning behaviors. 5 minutes before every lesson ends, each student sets their weekly goal, and we type it up on ClassDojo. We help them to do that by asking the student, what will you have learned to do by the next lesson? Once they've told us what they will have learned by next lesson, we ask them, how will you know that you've succeeded? How will you know that you've learned that? Once they've told us how they will know that they've succeeded, we move on to dojo points. Now, students can earn up to 3 points each lesson by answering 3 questions. 1 point per question. First, we ask the student, did you learn something new today? If they can say specifically what they learned new, they get a point. Next, we ask the student, did you improve at something today? If they can say specifically what they improved at, they get a point. Finally, we ask the student, did you achieve your goal from last week? If they can tell us specifically whether they achieved that goal, then they get a point. That's probably the hardest one because they might not remember, but if you're strict with it, they'll learn to remember it. Now, I've attached a script you can use for the first couple of times you do this. Assume that most students won't be able to answer these questions clearly for the first couple of times. That's normal, that's okay. How can they possibly know how to answer these questions really well if they haven't done it before? Your job, your challenge is to help them to answer those questions, to teach them how to answer those questions on their own. And in the end, it'll pay off because they'll be much more in charge of their own learning if they're able to answer those questions, they're able to think about their practice and their learning in those kinds of terms. So that's how we give dojo points and a little bit of why we give dojo points and that kind of thing. So have a go with that and happy point giving, I guess.